We're going to Cavs, right, Mike?
It is time for the Cavs.
Who do you trust, or do you trust me? What's it called?
I'm calling this segment "Do You Trust Me?"
Okay.
And this comes from a conversation I had last week. We were gonna do this Friday, and then we ran out of time.
Right.
Going through each team's roster, regular season rotation much bigger than a playoff rotation. The Cavs are 10 games out, 11 games out from a postseason berth. How many guys on this current Cavs roster do you trust in a playoff situation? This is not for a random Tuesday night game against Atlanta.
Right.
This is for a first-round playoff series against either, most likely, Brooklyn or New York. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to present you a player. If you trust said player, give me the happy face.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you're not a member, you can be a member for $1.99 and get the custom loyalty badges and emojis in the chat, which these styrofoam faces represent, for $4.99 a month. You're a coaches team member, you get those same starters tier perks, plus overtime video member shoutouts, discount codes, and much, much more. So if you're not a member, join, you get these emojis. So if you like a player, give me the happy face. If you don't, give me the angry, sad, upset face, whatever you want to go. And we're going to find out on the 15-man roster. There's 15 guys listed here. We're going to go through them all.
My happy face looks a little angry.
In a playoff situation.
It kind of does. Yeah. But that's appropriate.
It's appropriate for me. Yeah.
It looks like somebody you didn't like got beat up, and you're enjoying it. As you sit on a bystander.
Yeah, right.
Look at that guy.
Look at his ass kick. I've been in that situation. It's fun.
So we're going to go down alphabetical order for the record.
Okay.
We're going to start top to bottom, and we will see at the end of this how many guys we really trust. So let's start.
But wait a second, Mikey. Before we do this, what
is trust?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some guys I trust to play, but I don't trust them in a big moment.
Trust them in a big moment is what that was my bar.
It's play. This is for the playoffs.
Playoffs,
this is not
highest
big moment. Okay.
Big moment. Do you
Fair.
trust this guy?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll start out with the center, Jared Allen. Trust him or no? A no for Jay.
That's a yes.
Brad, I think that's your no face, right?
No, that's a yes.
That's your happy face?
Can I see your other?
Here's my other face.
That's definitely.
Okay.
Some of these are, you're right. Some of these are on the
I
inside.
gotta be nicer this time. People, baby, I gotta be nicer.
No, you don't. Don't let the mob change your thinking.
No. Watch this. Listen. It's only about two people that's gonna get this. I'll give it to Jared out, but he gotta stay healthy. Don't be getting hurt. Just 2 years in a row you've been hurt.
I trust Jared Allen.
Yeah.
And Jay, you said no. Why
I don't.
You said no?
The reason I'm saying this now, I'm taking a look at who they're likely going to face. And I know I would trust him in the Knicks series. But outside of that, I do not, because I think Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly all have guys that I don't trust him against. I really, Jared Allen to me is such an enigma. I know he's a huge and important piece. Mm-hmm. I get that. But I ask myself this question. Is he ever going to be the single reason that the Cavs advance in a playoff series?
No.
And that's why I said no. And I don't want to make it seem like I hate the guy and I don't like him, because I do, but my bar for this was very high. Well, I only have two guys that I trust.
He could be the reason why he advanced. He's not going to carry you through the thick and thin.
Right.
But he's an integral part of what they do, right?
Yeah,
so.
and sometimes guys that play the role he plays can be the reason that you advance.
Brad, what's his ceiling in the playoffs? Is he a home guy? Because there's certain guys, they're integral parts at home, but not on the road.
No, well, here, you got a young team that is going to find out who really doesn't even know what it's like to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Right? So you have to, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Right? And so some people are going to figure out what the levels are, right? They're going to think it's like regular season levels. It's not regular season levels. So as long as Jared Allen stays healthy, and just clogs the middle and does the things that he does on a nightly basis, that's where the Cavs are. He's doing his job, right? I have other pieces to fill the ploy here, right? My concern is that when you get out here and we get to the levels of this playoff, some people are going to shrink on you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm watching an NCAA tournament. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It happens every year. And then guys that you didn't
Maryland
count
had
on
to snatch
step
out
up.
some people last night because they were like, they were shrinking.
Yep, they were.
You could see them shrinking.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like,
FDU was going to win
and
again.
you don't know who it's going to. And sometimes it's your bigger name people that are shrinking. Right?
James Harden has choked a million times.
You won't know until we get here. So, but I'm a yes on Jared Allen.
Okay.
There's some others that we're going to come to that I don't know.
I know.
Okay.
He was the closest that I could get. Of my levels of trust, he was really, really close to me being able to trust him. I just need to see it.
Right.
I need to see it.
All right, the next guy, not a huge name, but we are going to go through them all. Mamadou Diake. Trust him or no?
Yeah, I mean,
Stop playing with me.
No, we're going to go through the full roster. We're going to see of the
Stop
guys. If we do, most of these are going to be pretty unanimous. So.
I didn't even know he was on the team.
Yeah, that doesn't even warrant discussion. No.
Like I said, not everyone needs
Watch,
to
he'll
be
be the guy that averages 11 off the bench.
Keep moving.
See, because a lot of these guys won't even be in the rotation because, as everybody knows, the rotation gets pared way down once the playoffs
He was
come.
playing in the Wolves team last week.
Diake did hit, by the way, he did hit the game-winning shot against Purdue.
That's cute.
To send it to overtime a few years ago
cute.
in the
Man,
NCAA
look,
tournament.
That was awesome.
He sounded like he played for Georgetown in '96.
That's
All right,
true.
next up, in alphabetical
86.
order, mind you,
Okay, come on.
Darius Garland. Trust him or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Bulls a no.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I say that's
So it's a sweep.
That's
We all
that's
trust
that's a
Darius
yes.
Garland.
That's a yes.
Everyone says yes.
Yeah.
He's been that guy.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. When that playoff time
Levels.
comes, it's levels.
Levels.
And what he's going to see is a consistent blitzing off the pick and roll.
Levels.
They're going to have them doubling him off the pick and roll, driving him to the sideline, being extra physical with him, because out of the guys, they're gonna see if the small 6'2" lineup you got to be tough as nails back there. I think he could get it done, but they're gonna try him. That's the dude they're gonna try to take out.
So, so when you talk levels, so people understand, when you're in the playoff, you're in a 7-game series. Obviously, I'm trying to win the series, but there's a way I win the series.
Right.
I win the series by winning game by game, right? So my attack advantage is to go 1 up on you,
Yep.
right? If it's 1-1, we go up 2-1 on you. I'm just playing for that moment to get that 1 game up, right? Young people tend to think that I've got 7 games to play. I'll use myself as an example. My rookie year, I won't use my rookie year. I'll use my 3rd year. The Bulls were up on the Pistons. Pistons were number 1, Bad Boys were number 1 in the league. We were up on the Pistons 2-1 in the playoffs, with the 4th game being in Chicago. So we were
Chance
up.
to go 3-1.
We had a chance to go 3-1 in the 4th game in Chicago. Now, me being young, I said, okay, we got a chance here, but we lost them in overtime. So it's 2-2. My mindset was this: I still got 3 more games. We're going to go to the limit. Well, what I did not factor into the equation was the Pistons were like, oh, no, you done messed up now.
Yeah, now they had you where they wanted you.
You messed up now. You had your opportunity. You should have took me down on that day.
Yeah, you
That's
should have got
fact.
us off the sticks.
So game 4 was actually game 7. I didn't realize it, though, that it was game 7. I thought it was game 4.
They realized it.
That's when the series ended.
That's
That's
what it was.
That's cold.
I thought it was game 4. It said game 4 in the program, but it was really game 7.
Up here, when you was out of here, you did. You didn't even know it.
By the
They,
way-
they took you out in 6, right?
Yeah,
They
got
won
me
the
a
next
6.
They gave him that 6 cents. You was out here, Bruce Willison.
By the way, you know
did.
Brad
You
played a
didn't know
long
it.
time ago when he says in the program.
Yeah, right.
No more program.
Like they used to get him out
don't get
too,
a program
like free.
right
It was like it was free. You get them a memorabilia, bro.
Look, I like, I got 3 more games. That's why I said, for Darius Garland, they're going to find out there's levels to this thing.
And
Yeah.
now Goon.
And the only one to understand levels is Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's been
Yeah.
there.
Now goons come into play.
Yeah.
You could get a
The
flagrant.
goons.
Yeah.
And they don't kick them out.
G, tell about the goons.
The goons, they're going to be giving them, and you know how Bugs Bunny be like, and none of this, and none of that, and none of this. He be beating these dudes up. You going to get goons all over the place now. Now it's like, oh, I got 6 fouls to give. And if you suspend me for next game, who cares?
Yeah, go
Come
waste
on.
one. Right.
Come
All right,
on.
next up is a guy that has a wealth of playoff experience, but not a wealth of time on the Cavaliers, Danny Green.
No,
I trust old Danny Green.
No, Danny.
Now it's just
Danny.
old Danny Green.
Danny, yeah, there it is.
Danny boy.
ODG.
Bulls the lone.
ODG.
Bull trust him.
Yeah.
Bull, what's up?
I trust Danny Green. I'm going to pull a Jason Lloyd and say that Danny Green is going to have 1 big game in the playoffs.
You know what? When are they going to see if he can still do it?
I have no idea, and I'm
don't
probably
know.
wrong, but I'm
Already
going
did
to
it.
trust him.
I'm telling you tomorrow.
I did like this. I was
Old
like,
birdie, tomorrow.
Danny hasn't played.
Is he going to play tomorrow?
I'm going to trust my little birdie on this one. He's going to play tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
If he's going to do it, I figured maybe they're waiting to the last 10 games because they don't want to wear him out. He is an OG, and I don't mean old green.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can put together, and you got to have 10 games to do that, and we're at that point. So I think that would be smart to get him out there, see what you have, and either keep him or just move on from him. If he's not going to help you, move on from him.
Here, 10 games. He's going on ACL. We can't find 5 to 8 minutes for Danny Green.
I know.
We can't.
It's crazy.
Hey,
Now you're going to say, okay, light switch at Danny Green, turn it on?
Yeah, no.
Hey, this you know, let me talk to my young guys back there. I want to talk to McNuggets and Earl. See, y'all, they out in the streets, right? They out here. See, we all married, and, you know, see, now, here's the thing. They got a thing called Tinder, right? And Bumble, right? So sometimes you be on there.
Used to be AOL chat rooms.
That's where Bull did his best work.
It used to be the dark internet, dark web.
Web, yeah.
But now you pick. Now when you go on a dating app, right? All you got to do is swipe left. Oh yeah, swipe left, swipe yes. Then you get a hit. You like, this is great, man. You look at the pictures. Boop, boop, boop. She got 8 pictures. This is great. You get to that doggone restaurant or coffee house, and you realize that them 8 pictures was from 8 years ago. That ain't the same person you was looking at. And you there for 30 minutes now at the date. You held hostage for 30 minutes. You can't leave. You done already reserved it. See, that's Danny Green. They got him in here. He been practicing 8-10 days, and all of a sudden they're like, listen, that Spurs Danny Green is not here.
I'm just saying I kind of agree with Jay here. I'm just leaving it at that. Next, Caris Levert. Trust? No trust.
I do.
You do?
He has, since the All-Star break, since they got past this trade deadline, his stock with me has gone up.
I still don't know who he is.
Right.
Okay.
On the rise.
Okay, here you go.
He's been on the rise.
I like you past the All-Star break. Man, he been doing his thing. He been actually, creating a lot. I like that. But in the playoffs, stop playing with me.
Yeah, that's a different level, Brad. Like he said.
He's going to be... He's one of them dudes. Caris Levert is a dude you pick up in a pickup game, and he's an NBA player, and you lose to the plumbing team. And you're like, we had Caris Levert. You telling them, you looking at him.
Why you trying to discredit him?
I'm looking at Caris Levert like, shoot, stop passing me the ball. I'm going to get rebounds. I'm tired down here. Pull up, Caris. He like, yeah, I was just trying to rotate it around. No.
Never trust a man named Caris. Never.
I've never known a man named
Ever.
I'm just kidding.
Y'all off the chain. Yeah. Y'all off the chain today.
Caris, that's got to be easy.
What's up?
This will be a quick one. If they need a big body due to foul trouble, do you trust Robin Lopez?
Nope.
Stop playing me.
He doesn't even have
I
good.
do trust him to sweep the floor nicely, potentially. I trust him to tell a decent joke.
I trust him to be funny.
Give me some hair tips. But that's it.
He does. I will trust him the fact that he will give up his seat on the bench for somebody else playing, because I have not seen him in a chair.
He doesn't sit on the
He
bench.
does
He
not
doesn't sit
sit
in a chair.
in.
He sits on the floor.
But he's not even a good goon.
If that's your distinction, and it is, I don't trust you.
Next up,
There it is.
I think a man we all trust, Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah,
who has
that's
proven
easy.
in the playoffs
That's
Come
the
on,
man's
man.
a dog.
Come on, man.
That is very easy.
Hey, man, he messed around being a player coach.
But you know what? I will say, even though he was a slam dunk for me,
Who is he? Who is he? Lenny Wilkins,
Yeah,
the player
Lenny
coach
Wilkins.
back
Hey,
in the day.
you get out.
there have been times, surprisingly more than I expected, where late in the game, I just want him to stop trying so hard. Stop.
Oh, yeah.
His shot selection
Yeah,
in
yeah.
close and late has been shaky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's shaky.
His turnovers
Yeah,
in
yeah.
close and late
That's
have
shaky.
been numerous.
Yeah.
That's shaky.
And that scares me
That's shaky.
because that's regular season.
Yeah.
But,
But I still trust him.
But he,
But
got,
he also can get 80 points.
he gets a switch on you.
He get
So
80.
for that, I trust.
Mess around and get 80 on you, you'll be like, dang, he won't miss.
In DM, I trust.
Here
All
it
right,
is.
what you got?
Next up, Evan Mobley.
Well,
This
level.
is tough
This
for
is
me.
tough. Look at Bull.
I know. You know what? Because we're still trying to figure out, is it good Evan Mobley? Is it bad Evan
This
Mobley?
is rough.
And I'm going to say no for now. I think, this is why I think it's so important that they get 2 full series.
Yes.
That's how I will grade this season in the success column.
Right.
You got to win versus the Knicks, who I think it'll be the Knicks, but if it's the Nets, you got to win that one. And you've got to take Milwaukee to 6 or 7. I think out of everybody on the roster, Evan Mobley needs those games more than anyone. Because I'm still not sure.
I agree.
I won't just. Here.
What
I'm
he
going to go
is.
with Mobley, but I'm not confident. I'm not overly confident that I'm
going to
confident.
go with him, but I will say this. When he plays in a realm of the game where he limits everything he's trying to do, plays around the rim, and his repertoire is tight.
So be good at what you do instead of trying
Yeah.
to be okay at everything?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Work on getting to this.
Well, the
The
other thing,
Knicks have
I think-
pulled away from the Nets, though, haven't they, Mike?
I think
for
they
the-
have.
for the
They're,
5?
they're up like 3 or 4 on the
I think
Nets now.
this service to
Maybe more.
this service to Evan Mobley was last year not making the actual
Yep.
playoffs.
Yes,
Right,
I agree.
right,
Couldn't agree more.
Right.
Because this is where he's going to take his steps in growth.
Right. This is where they're going.
I think in the first series, Evan Mobley gonna play a game that's gonna help
2.5 on
them
the Nets.
win that series.
Well, see, because these guys have never seen a series
Right.
where every other day you're facing the same
team. Right.
Now,
And here, what I used on Monday is not what I'm using on Wednesday.
So you
That's
have
a
to
very
you have
big-
to have an adjustment.
and
you
what
have
I'm
to make
using
an
on
adjustment.
Wednesday, I may use only a fraction of it on Friday, but I'm going to have another twist for you on Friday.
you know
right?
who was masterful at that. We say what we want about him.
Tyler.
When you go back and watch them,
Yeah.
them 2016 Cavs, I have never seen game-to-game adjustments.
Reinvent themselves.
J.R. Smith, who looked trashed, and then all of a sudden the next game, he on fire. He playing great defense. Kevin Love looked
Tristan
passive.
Thompson have some big games.
Kevin can be passive. All of a sudden they go to him 3-4 times at the beginning of the game. Now he on.
Tristan Thompson, 12 rebounds. Next game, he's banging a Kardashian. You never know.
In between, and her friends.
He was doing both in the same day, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
and her people.
And then some.
Yeah, he's
Apparently.
he's winning. He was winning.
Apparently.
It wasn't just a Kardashian.
We got 6 more, so we're going to run through these pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okoro.
Oh, come on, man.
A Coro.
I got all no's from here on out.
Hey, man, I trust.
There's one, I think there's, 2 are curious.
Okay.
We'll see about that.
I trust the Okoro that played for the Browns. Not this
Obo?
one. Yeah, listen, we're gonna just give him
Until
Okoro.
5 weeks in when he stinks, and then we're going to be ripping him.
Oh, you next.
Okoronkwo slugs.
He gonna get it.
All right, next up, Jetty Osman in a playoff series.
Nope. I do not.
I can't get Jetty on a Tuesday against Sacramento. Or Indianapolis. I don't know what Jetty. Jetty is game to game. He
game
can
to
hit 5 threes or he can be clueless.
Typical
Next
shooter.
up, Ricky Rubio.
I trust Ricky Rubio.
If it
I do
Well, he
trust
hasn't
him. I'm
been as
actually
good
with
this
Bull
year.
on
this
this
was
one.
the hard
Curious
one
what Bull
for me.
says, but
I initially
trust
said
him.
no, but
I'm going Ricky because of experience.
I am too. I love his experience. I love what he brought to the Cavs last year. I think him going out was what sunk their ship. So if he is fully available, which is a question mark, I'll take him.
Here's the lineup you're going to see a lot at small ball. You have Evan Mobley at the 5. You're going to see Stevenson guarding the best offensive player at the 4. You'll have Ricky Rubio actually running the point. Your finished guy will be Donovan Mitchell, and then the wild card will be Darius Garland. That's your small ball lineup at the end of the game. It's better.
And I'll
Brad,
say,
they can't play 3 little guys like that, can they?
well, I think in a playoff run, Mike, you can do things. You have to do things to make them match to you.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Now you can't live on that for 48 minutes.
No.
But you can live it on in stretches, and that when you put that lineup that he just talked about, it's problematic for teams that are used to playing a certain way.
And we're not going to turn the ball over because I'm going to make Ricky Rubio.
Well,
have the ball.
if you pay attention, that's what happened in Philadelphia when they made their run against the Sixers.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That and the fact that the Sixers sort of checked out.
Right, but see when you do that though, because now your matchup problems.
Yeah.
Now Doc Rivers has, Doc. Everybody coaching skills come into play.
Oh,
here,
yeah, like,
right?
now you got
That's why we got to ask JB.
That's
At the
the
very
last
end
one.
of this,
Don't
we
worry.
have to ask JB.
We're ending
right.
with JB. You mentioned Lamar Stevens, G.
Yep.
You mentioned him in a playoff rotation, so I'm guessing you trust him. How does everyone else
He's
feel?
supposed to be getting on Coro's minutes. I would play Stevenson. He's tough.
I don't trust
He's
him.
gritty, and he's the only goon you got. He's the only one.
That's your happy bull.
Oh, yeah.
He
I
knew
don't trust
Bull in his heart of hearts.
Even Bull's getting confused by happy bull and
I'm gonna go with G because he you talk about with Aditi. He brings that toughness here that is lacking, right? And somehow when he hits the floor, and I don't know when they pair him with a Coro, they're a little different, right? Right. You just can't live on it for long stretches.
Right. Like you pair. Hey, listen, I got friends that's just outrageous. As soon as they in the club, I done got tougher. Don't you touch me, because I got my boy here.
Last one for the players. Dean Wade, the guy they let Kevin Love go for in hopes of being that backup big.
No.
Any trust?
No.
I think I've been right.
Matter of fact, let me turn mine to the back. You already know what it means. No.
So last one then, and we only got a few minutes, so it is Bickerstaff.
Nope.
You got
I'm going this way.
Talk to him, Brad.
Talk to me.
Well, I tell you why. Because I'm just a proponent that apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? His father could coach, right? There's no way you could live in that household and not know basketball, right? And then if there's a resource, right? Because I told you the playoffs are.
He knows basketball. The question is, do you trust him in the playoffs?
Well, here's the thing. Let's say you have any questions. You have a resource that you can tap into directly.
Not in the third quarter.
No, directly in between the games. Jay,
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Text that man.
Right, like hold on, right? Because has he done some things that scratch your head, AJ, scratch your head this year? Absolutely.
Particularly close and late.
Absolutely, right? The question is, and we'll find out on the fly, can he deliver? Because now here, I'm going to just tell you, everybody's about to be on Front Street here. You're going to see real clear who's been perpetrating a fraud here.
And we tried to get Campy in. We tried our best to get him on the record. He wasn't going to. He want to take the
No.
bait. But you did. I like that.
Yeah, listen, the deal is the deal. JB is a young coach growing. This is a young team growing. The playoffs are a different beast, and we're going to find out who's real and who's faking it.
That's the beauty of the playoffs.
I love it.